Go kill yourself. Why are you still alive? You are so ugly. When teens and preteens post such mean, hurtful, embarrassing, and tormenting messages on social media repeatedly, it is called cyberbullying. I'm sure all of you have heard about ragging, correct? We've all heard about ragging in here? Cyberbullying, on the other hand, is a side story. Today, I am here to put it front and center. So let's all get ready to feel a little uncomfortable, because sometimes the painful truth is uncomfortable. What if I told you, in a recent study conducted by the Hindustan Times, that India ranks third in the world for the number of cyberbullying victims, right behind China and Singapore? You'd probably be really surprised, and you'd ask, cyber what? Cyberbullying. It's like ragging on the internet repeatedly, except it happens in front of hundreds or thousands of mutual friends. And because it happens on the internet, those offensive messages never go away. They're scars that remain on the cyberbullying victim. Sadly, this hidden scourge of cyberbullying is something that no one likes to talk about. They don't even like to admit that it exists. And yet millions and millions of people around the world suffer from it every single day. They go through low self-esteem issues, depression, are more likely to drop out of school, are more likely to get into alcoholism, are more likely to go into drugs, and in rare cases, even commit suicide. It's awful, and it needs to stop. In the fall of 2013, I came home one day from school to read a story about a young girl who was only 11 years old. She had jumped off of her town's water tower to her death, all because she had been repeatedly cyberbullied by her classmates. I was shocked, and I was angry. How could a girl younger than myself be pushed to take her own life? It was unacceptable. And that's where my journey started, to come up with a long-term, effective solution to stop cyberbullying at the source before the damage was done. Cyberbullying is a huge, huge problem. 52% of adolescents in the United States alone have been cyberbullied, and 38% of them experience suicidal tendencies. A quarter of the world's population are adolescents. We're talking 1.8 billion teens. People are always telling me, Trisha, cyberbullying is a problem of the West. It doesn't happen here in India. And yet, recent research from the American Medical Association showed that 1 of every 4 Indian teenagers has been cyberbullied at least once. 1 in 4. India is in the midst of a social media revolution where more and more kids are getting on social media and more of them are being cyberbullied. Social media has given kids immense power, but with that power comes a lot of responsibility. And unfortunately, teens can abuse that. I was talking about this passionately one day with a friend, and she said, you know, Trisha, I admire your passion, but this is not a new problem. I mean, social media sites are already doing stuff to stop this. I thought, she might be right. But guess what social media sites are doing? They're telling cyberbullying victims to stop what they're doing, block the cyberbully, then immediately go tell a parent or guardian. Sounds reasonable, but when you actually apply it, it totally falls apart. Unfortunately, only 9 out of 10 cyberbullying victims don't tell anyone that they're being cyberbullied. What's more, why were we placing the burden of stopping the cyberbullying on the victim instead of attacking it at the source with the cyberbully? Seemed ridiculous. There were no effective solutions to stop cyberbullying, and that needed to change. But more interestingly, why was it that we even cyberbullied? Were we just born mean or something? I mean, I had no clue. I started to do some extensive research, and one day I came across this one line that completely changed my focus on this issue. It said, "The adolescent brain is like a car with no brakes. No stopping, no thinking, no pausing, just acting." Adolescents, we make impulsive, rash decisions. We don't think about what we're doing. The reason for that is our brain develops in a very interesting way, from the back to the front. So, interestingly enough, this front part of our brain, called the prefrontal cortex, itself takes 13 years to develop. It's not fully developed until age 25. So adolescents make risky and impulsive decisions because the prefrontal cortex controls decision making. What a surprise. So what if this applied to social media? What if the reason adolescents were posting these offensive messages was because they couldn't make good decisions on social media? More importantly, what if I gave them a chance to do that? What if I created a product called Rethink that would detect when an adolescent tried to post an offensive message on social media and alert them and go, "Whoa, hold on. You're about to post an offensive message on social media. Are you really sure you want to do that?" Would that deter adolescents willing to post that offensive message? I had no idea, but I was ready to find out. I conducted a very elaborate study in which I gathered 1,500 valid data trials. And what did I find? Over 93% of the time, when an adolescent receives a Rethink alert, they actually decide not to post an offensive message on social media. 93% of the time. The overall willingness to post an offensive message dropped from 71 to 4%. It was incredible. My research had proved that rethink before you type, rethink before you post, rethink before the damage is done was the most effective long-term solution to stop cyberbullying at the source before the damage was done. I'm now working tirelessly to make Rethink a reality by creating a Rethink product that will work as a Chrome browser extension and as a mobile add-on for mobile platforms. I know it's going to be a long road ahead with many challenges, but I am determined to make it happen. After all, there's so many people around the world that are suffering from this. So spread the word. Talk to students. Talk to your friends. Talk to each other. Rethink before you type, before the damage is done. It is amazing what those few seconds before you hit post can mean on social media. And it affects not only victims that are young, but elder victims as well. In fact, I just recently received a handwritten letter from a 65-year-old lady. She said, "Trisha, I feel so much more safer going on social media now because I myself am being cyberbullied by my 20-year-old adult daughter." To read that story was absolutely heartbreaking. But to know that Rethink was making an impact in her life brought me so much joy. So come join me in this cause to stop cyberbullying. We can take one step forward to a new beginning on social media and stop the suffering for millions of people around the world. Thank you.